Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. It is Thursday, March 21st.
Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us. It's been an interesting morning, kind of cool. It was foggy for a while. And of course, that rain's been on and off.
Heard a rumble of thunder even here in the downtown area a little while ago, Justin.
Yeah, we had some good storms move through. Picked up some good rain down around Stinson where we saw about 0.8 of an inch. That's fantastic. That's a bonus. Now, I will tell you the rain is moving out now. So if you're planning on heading out the door right now, you're not going to run into any problems per se. The rain's moving away. Now, the roads are still wet, as RJ will tell you here in a second. But most of the storms are moving out. Now, the one exception is down here in Atascosa County, where we do still have a bit of rain moving towards Poteet, just to the west of Pleasanton. And this will work its way up into Barrett County. So I think that we'll see a few more showers perhaps across southern Barrett County. Otherwise, we're going to get a break in the action. Most of those storms now moving well to the east. Now, don't want to forget about some of our eastern counties. Cuero, you're still seeing a little bit of rain. And Howattsville, you just got a good thunderstorm that has come through. And you've got a bit more behind that. So still some lightning and thunder there. And you'll still get some brief heavy rain. This is an area, our eastern and southeastern counties, where we could see a strong storm or two this morning. And we'll keep an eye on that. But so far, most of these storms have been behaving themselves. Noontime, 20% chance of rain here in San Antonio, cloudy skies. We'll see a break, as I said, once we get into the afternoon, and maybe a few peaks of sun. Temperatures stay, for the most part, in the 60s. We make it up near 70, and then we'll add in some rain chances again tonight. This is also a time frame where we could see a couple of strong storms, especially north of San Antonio in this case. So we're going to detail all of that for you. Again, time it out. Once again, it's coming up here in just a couple minutes, but we know that the rain has caused big issues on the roads this morning. What's the latest, RJ?
Yeah, Justin, still dealing with our situation on the far southwest side here, 35 southbound at Benton City Road. So Transcat has went ahead and switched around the camera for us, kind of give us a different angle here of what we're looking at here on 35 southbound traffic. It's now pretty much at a standstill. So again, this over the past 10 minutes or so, they have decided to apparently shut down the southbound lanes of 35, something we will continue to monitor as we make our way through the rest of this hour. But 35 Benton City Road, southbound traffic now looking like it is at a standstill. Again, as we get more daylight and kind of see more of what's going on there, we still have that jackknife 18-wheeler causing some significant delays in that area. So let's go ahead and switch to another crash being reported northbound 35 on US 90, and this is going to be affecting all of our traffic around the Burbank area. Traffic earlier had been backed up all the way down to Southwest Military, but we are starting to see traffic move through here just a little bit more in that area. Speaking of the south and southwest side, 35 southbound at Poteet-Jernton Freeway, we still have a crash being reported in this area here. It looks like it's backing up traffic more so on Palo Alto Road as opposed to 35, but again, something that our drivers in that area kind of dealing with as they make their way through our 9 o'clock hour. Still have a stalled vehicle in this area right here. This is 151 410 westbound, and some good news is that we have cleared out that 18-wheeler that was on the far east side over by I-10 and 1604. And we have some video of this, so let's go ahead and roll that because this happened around 5 o'clock this morning. A big rig hauling a trailer caught fire. You could see that it was engulfed in flames almost immediately. I was on the phone with TransGuide during our 5 o'clock hour when this actually happened, so we caught this in real time. Good news is that we have not heard of any major injuries, any sort of anyone else that may have been involved in this crash, but it looks like this trailer here caught fire earlier and it caused some pretty significant backups. When we come out live back here to our maps, that has actually been cleared out. So the biggest thing that we're looking at right now is still 35 at Benton City Road. Again, southbound traffic here has been blocked for the time being as crews continue to take care of that jackknife 18-wheeler. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ.
Here's today. It's 9 at 9.
Confusion over SB 4 continues. Yesterday's hearing before a 3-judge panel of the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ended without a ruling, leaving the new law on hold for now. The Texas law would allow the state to arrest and deport people who enter the U.S. illegally. The Court of Appeals will decide whether the law is constitutional or not.
Parts of the federal government could briefly shut down this weekend despite a bipartisan budget deal. The issue is time and whether the package can overcome hurdles by the end of tomorrow. It appears to have enough support to pass eventually. However, lawmakers who oppose the deal have ways to slow down the process.
No change in interest rates yet, but they're still on the table. After the Fed wrapped up its latest two-day meeting by holding rates steady, officials signaled they're still aiming for 3 rate cuts this year. The central bank is expecting inflation to continue to cool, getting closer to its target of 2%.
A survey that provides key information for a measure that monitors inflation will soon reflect household activities. Childcare, cooking, cleaning, and do-it-yourself home repairs will now be integrated into the figures that make up the Consumer Price Index, which measures the monthly change in prices paid by people to better understand how households spend their money.
A bill that could lead to a ban on TikTok appears to be gaining momentum in the Senate a week after it was approved by the House. There appears to be growing support for some sort of action later this spring. Senators are now considering holding a public hearing on the TikTok bill. Congress returns from spring break April 8th.
Life expectancy improved in 2022, according to a new CDC report. A 1.1-year increase in 2022 brought overall life expectancy at birth to 77.5 years. The increase comes after the number of deaths caused by COVID-19 dropped. However, experts say life expectancy has not fully rebounded to pre-COVID numbers.
YouTube TV has a new feature. The app will launch new support for its multi-view, which allows users to watch up to 4 channels. For now, it's only available on iPhones and iPads. Multi-view will be available for Android users in the coming months.
Households subscribing to video streaming services spend $61 a month on average for 4 services. That's according to Deloitte Insight's new digital media trends report. That's a $13 increase from last year's survey. And researchers also found that nearly half of those surveyed said they would cancel their favorite subscription if prices only went up by $5 a month.
There was no big winner for last night's Powerball jackpot. The prize has now risen to an estimated $750 million for Saturday's drawing. And if you're planning to buy a ticket, you might want to grab a Mega Millions, too. That game's jackpot is even bigger, $977 million. And that drawing will be tomorrow night. And that is today's 9 at 9. Today, KSAT Community is hosting a phone bank with the Boys and Girls Clubs of San Antonio, an organization that has changed the lives of thousands of kids and teens in our community.
Tiffany Huertas joins us live from the Boys and Girls Club of San Antonio to talk about how the organization has been supporting children in our community and what's next for the nonprofit. Good morning, Tiffany.
Good morning. The nonprofit offers different spaces that are safe and fun, like this game room right here. Check it out. Look at all of these screens, a perfect place for kids to come here right after school. But we also have up ahead art studios, STEM labs, chef teaching kitchen. Since 1939, this nonprofit has been providing programs for kids in our community. And to talk more about all the opportunities, we have Karina. Good morning.
Good morning.
What a fun space. Tell us what opportunities there are here for the kids.
Yeah, so right now there's a lot of different opportunities. Even for me as a club member, I was able to do a lot of community service projects. And it's just a really great opportunity for kids to come in and just a welcoming space for them just to be kids.
You came here when you were a teen?
Yes, I was here when I was a teenager and I loved it a lot. It was really an eye-opening for me to be able to experience different opportunities and to meet people with different backgrounds and just get to know them.
Show us about one of these spaces. We have a learning space right behind us.
Yeah, of course.
Take us there.
Yeah. This is our learning center right now. Our kids come here and we do various different programs with them. One of them is Power Hour, where we help them with their homework, which I think was a really great opportunity for them. And that's something that I, as a teenager, when I was a club member, did need help, assistance with homework, a lot of with my AP classes. So I think it was a really great opportunity for me and the staff members. I would ask a bunch of questions for them, so they always knew that I was coming in with questions and they were willing to help.
And I love the decorations, the butterflies. All of these rooms are so creative.
Yeah, that's the whole point. We're trying to, allow the kids to be themselves and to be creative and just for them to be authentically them.
That's so special. Now, looking forward to the future of the nonprofit, what are you all hoping to add?
Yeah, we're hoping to expand our different programs that we offer, and hopefully we are able to grow into the community and be able to serve more youth. That is our goal, to serve more youth in our community.
What type of impact do you hope this has in the future?
Oh, I hope it has a huge impact. I know it made such a huge impact for me, and I want for all the youth to be able to experience that as well.
And we're having an amazing KSAT community phone bank today. Don't miss that. That's happening today from noon to 7 p.m. All the money goes back to all these different amazing programs Karina has been talking about, and we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Time now, 9:08, 60 degrees. Still ahead on GMSA at 9.
They're being called the Little Rascals, a trio of alleged bank robbers between the ages of 11 to 16 in the Houston area. In your morning headlines, how authorities were able to catch up to them.
Plus, if you're planning a trip to the Texas coast, beware of these guys. They're being called spaghetti monsters. Why you don't want to step on one or touch it, and where they're being found. Good news in the last few minutes. RJ showed you at the top that 35 is still closed out at Benton City Road. On one side, it's now reopened. At least one lane working its way around that vehicle that is clearing the last of a jackknife big rig from earlier this morning.
That is good news. And looking out there with live cam, some of the showers seem to be maybe moving away. So I guess that would be good for drivers as well.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a break in the action a little bit later this morning. And certainly as we get towards lunchtime, sun may even try to pop out a little bit later, but then we'll get another round potentially this afternoon. So let's get right to the radar. The heaviest stuff is still across our far eastern counties. So I mentioned off the top of the show, places like Hallettsville getting some good rain. And you're kind of seeing the back edge of some rainfall right now, but you had quite a few showers and storms move through. In some of our eastern counties, like places like Cuero, Victoria, still getting some of that rain. But let's go over to San Antonio. And that heavy rain that we saw earlier, yeah, it has shifted out. Now we've got another little area here where we are seeing some lightning strikes and some brief heavy rain down near Poteet. Let's zoom in on that. And this is working north, so this likely will make its way up into Bexar County, western parts of Bexar County. We'll track it as it does, but let's look at Poteet right now. And yeah, we are detecting a couple lightning strikes right around this activity. So you're probably hearing some thunder right now. And this will work its way up 281 as well. But the heaviest of the rain right over Poteet at this hour, but moving quickly. So the rain's just not going to last very long. You're not going to see a ton of rain out of this. And it should make its way up into Bexar County, I'd say, within the next 15 minutes or so. We'll track. It's not severe, just some good rain, and we'll certainly take it. Speaking of, look at these numbers. Places like Stinson picked up a ton of rain this morning, 0.82. That's a really good number. Lavernia was a place that saw some decent rain, New Berlin, and then out towards Seguin. That was another little corridor. Now, the airport, only 0.02 of an inch. If you're watching us from the north side of San Antonio, you didn't get much at all. It's just the light drizzly stuff. So it's generally the south and southeast side, Elmendorf, down to Floresville, where the rainfall totals are pretty good. And then you get out towards Cuero and Hallettsville. And by the way, this number has gone up. So I'll add to that. Go back and look at the revised numbers here as the rain is continuing to fall there. Let's look at the big picture. And what you'll notice is we've got quite a bit of rain stretching from San Antonio to Houston. And yes, there is a severe thunderstorm watch box. Looks like conditions are favorable for some strong storms. We haven't really seen that materialize, but I wouldn't be surprised if a strong storm or two developed along the coast, not only today or right now, but maybe a little bit later this afternoon as well. So let's look at the forecast here. This is noontime, and a lot of this is starting to push east at that point. Even some clearing out west, so places like Del Rio and Eagle Pass, you'll see some sun today. But as we get some of the destabilization of the atmosphere, we'll start to see some isolated thunderstorms redevelop. This is around 5 o'clock. Now, the latest computer models keep a lot of this north of San Antonio, but I think anywhere, say, between 5 and 10 o'clock, we're going to watch for some of these isolated storms. San Antonio points north, and these storms are capable or could be capable of producing some hail and gusty winds. So we certainly want to watch this. This is 10 o'clock tonight. Shows some storms up along I-35 and then eventually moving away. Storm Prediction Center does have San Antonio at a marginal risk, so low end risk. The higher risk for severe weather, where you see that severe thunderstorm watch box, is going to be east and southeast of us. Right now, 60 degrees, northeasterly winds at 6. We do have a little bit of fog out there. And as you plan out your day, chance of rain this morning with those showers and few storms just south of us. So we get a break, and then we'll pick back up the rain chances this afternoon. 30% chance this evening and tonight. And again, a couple of those storms could be on the strong side. 80 degrees tomorrow. The sun's out. Weekend looks good, mid-70s, and then we'll get another small window for rain coming up Monday morning.
Thank you, Justin. Any morning headlines, a new version of the Little Rascals is out, and they are in a lot of trouble.
Plus, some really weird creatures have shown up on Texas beaches, and you want to be an astronaut? Well, here's your chance. David Sears is here with all the answers in your morning headlines.
Good morning.
They're taking applications right now. You have to have a few requirements that may leave us out of the application process.
Sure.
But we'll see in just a second. Some of you might remember the Little Rascals from the TV show back in the mid-50s. These are not them, although they are being called the Little Rascals, and it's not because they did something cute or funny. Nope, they're accused of robbing a bank outside of Houston. The suspected robbers are all under 17. The youngest is 11, the other two, 12 and 16. The Harris County Sheriff says they went into a Wells Fargo, passed a threatening note to a teller. They got the cash and then took off. No word on how much money they stole. They were also believed to be armed. These photos were released. We have their faces covered and won't give their names since they are juveniles. But the sheriff's office got a lot of tips. And then guess who turned them in? Two of the kids' parents. Robbing a bank at that age is obviously unusual. Makes you wonder if there was somebody older behind it all.
I was thinking either this was very low in sophistication or maybe an adult had something to do with this. So this is not an uncommon thing because kids have punishment that's less severe. It's not uncommon for adult offenders to get them to commit crimes.
Interesting. The three are looking at anywhere from probation to juvenile prison. All right, you're getting a close look at an alien. Well, see, could be. Nasty looking thing. It's just weird looking at it, right? It's a weird looking creature. If you're headed to Texas Beach, say Mustang Island, you could actually run across one of these nasty looking things. Yeah, those are tentacles right there that you saw. Ooh, and they can sting. They are called the spaghetti monsters. They even have a part that looks like an eyeball. The scientific name is like Rhizophysa or something like that. They are kind of like man-o-war, a colony of animals living together as one. They're also like a jellyfish with those tentacles, and ooh, they can hurt you. So if you're headed to the beach and you see one of those alien-looking things, don't touch it, just look. All right, so how many kids say, when I grow up, I want to be an astronaut? NASA is now taking applications. You have until April 2nd to apply. The requirements are pretty extensive. Here's just a few of them. You have to have a master's in STEM, science, technology, engineering, math, and your degree has to be legit, not one of those fake online schools. It's got to be a legitimate master's degree. You have to have 3 years of related professional experience, and you have to complete the rigorous long-duration flight physical. You'll be a part of the Artemis program. They're looking for the first woman and next man to step foot on the moon. You get to conduct experiments at the South Pole where humans have never gone before.
Instead of going to the equator of the moon, we're going to go to the south pole of the moon. We're going to have to go to this huge crater that's the size of DC and explore it in the dark.
That sounds like fun. There you go. So get those applications in by April 2nd. If you got, first off, you just got to have the degree. I think if you don't have that degree, don't even go on the internet and look for the application.
There's the automatic disqualifier for everybody in this room.
Yep, pretty much. Well, darn. What's next on my list of things I want to be when I grow up?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though. So, and they're looking for the first woman to walk on the moon.
There are a ton of qualified people out there.
There was like 12,000 applications or something.
Wow.
So they'll narrow it down.
The hard choice.
The smart people get to go to the moon.
They are smart cookies. That's why they're rocket scientists, David.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Right now, we're at 9:19, 60 degrees.
We'll be right back to talk about our latest Know My Neighborhood episode airing tonight.
Everything is close by. I don't want to live downtown San Antonio. I want to live out in the outskirts, and this is just right.
If you look at a big map of the city, look for the green spaces. This is one of those big green spaces.
And if you want a place to raise a family that's safe and nice, this is a great neighborhood to be in.
Although we don't have a lot of children here right now, I think we're going to see more growth.
Disregard for other people's property, I don't like that. Find something else to do with your time.
We do have younger kids in the neighborhood. I get anxious when cars are driving down our road.
And I know the cops are very busy, but they do not come through here and patrol very often.
We put on a lot of fun events, for the community, and we just don't often have the turnout that I think we could have.
We have a fabulous senior center.
I come every day of the week. I exercise 3 days a week over there, and then I play Rummy Cube 5 days a week.
For us to have this here, to live here with this, it's a well-kept secret.
Outside of that, though, we don't have a whole lot. Sometimes we'll have to drive a little bit further to go to some of the other parks.
Family and community is what relationships or what life is about.
That was a look at the latest edition of Know My Neighborhood, airing tonight at 6 o'clock. Tonight, the crew is heading to the Northern Hills and Valencia neighborhoods on the city's northeast side.
So join us this morning to talk more about it is one of the hosts of the show, Myra Arthur, and David Sears is back also to talk about it because you took part in this as well.
Yeah, I got to have a little fun on this trip.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So this is an area, northeast side, to give you an idea of what we're talking about here. This is north of Wurzbach, area of Nacogdoches, Thousand Oaks, that area. 2 different neighborhoods that neighbor each other.
There you go. Okay, so the title for this episode is called Getting Involved. Where did that come from, guys?
Yeah, we tried to come up with a title that sort of characterizes what we've learned about this neighborhood. And we meet with neighbors long before we ever do any on-camera interviews. We talk to them in person and then, go through this process. And from the get-go, the lack of involvement in their neighborhood associations was a consistent theme. So from the time we first met with them to actually doing on-camera interviews, that was something that they are really concerned about, neighborhood association leaders not having more people being involved in their neighborhoods and, paying the fee, the annual fee for them to have amenities and, provide programs and things like that. They do some of that already, but as you heard in that piece that just aired, not a lot of people participate. This is a neighborhood that's older, and they're wanting more younger families, more younger people to get involved to kind of carry that on.
And maybe an idea, I don't profess to know how to take care of these meetings if nobody's attending, but my suggestion would be just do it at the senior center.
Yes.
That's where everybody is hanging out.
Right. Go where the people are at.
That place was packed when we went out there and enjoyed it. And they are very proud of that place. The city did this right.
Yes.
They built that senior center, and it opened in November of 2015, I believe. So it's not even 10 years old yet. You walk in, it still looks brand new. And this thing is huge. Yeah. It's absolutely huge. There's about 450 seniors in there, taking part in all the exercise equipment, just some of them just sitting around talking, some of them working out, some of them playing. The biggest attraction we saw that day was the women's pool tournament. A lot of pool sharks up there in Northern Hills and Valencia, I'm telling you. So it was a lot of fun.
Good to know.
And then the city also purchased the golf course, which is around the corner.
Yeah.
So that's another advantage that they have. So maybe they should have these meetings at the golf course or at the senior center.
Yeah, those are definitely the 2 gems of the neighborhood that they love to really highlight. So this, the Northern Hills Golf Course used to be one. It was a private country club. A developer wanted to come in, get rid of it, put something in its place. The city stepped in, and now it is a municipally run golf course. And that's something that they're very proud of. And a lot of people take advantage of it.
It's a part of the Alamo City Golf Trail or Alamo Golf Trail. So it's one of their courses that they take care of, and it's a pretty nice course.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the part where you're in the senior center because there's so many things to do there. Not that.
Not you in the senior center. You visiting the center.
Well, just
you said you felt
right at home.
You said it.
Well, I we've been there to cover stories before, and there's a lot of neat things to do. But then I saw a video, and then I heard you talk about it. I was like, hey, this sounds like the place to be.
Yeah.
But speaking of the story, we hear from a lot of different people. We always, find some colorful characters, for your stories. Who did y'all find in this episode?
Oh gosh, that's an easy answer for me. It's the graffiti lady.
Oh, that was a great lady.
She is, and that is not a term we have given her. That is how she is known, Diane Johnson. She goes around this neighborhood, and nobody wants to see their neighborhood, vandalized in any way or any eyesores. So this is what she does on her own. With her free time, she goes out there and she cleans up the mess. And she told us she has these wonderful wipes provided by the city that apparently just work magic. And she goes out there and walks the streets on her own. When she spots it, she cleans it up. And she definitely has a message for people in this Know My Neighborhood episode tonight. who might think about doing something like this. But yeah, she's out there making a difference for sure.
And the gentleman that you saw in that piece right off the top of the other soundbite, I won't tell you how old he is. You'll have to watch and see. But he's been around a while, and he's wise. And he just moved here from North Carolina a couple years ago, and he just absolutely loves San Antonio and loves this. And he's there every day.
Wow.
There's a lot of them are. So.
And he's super competitive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was going at it with the guy they were playing the game with, and that was like, I didn't understand the game, but they were having a good time.
Rummy Cube.
Rummy Cube. So it was fun.
You got to get out there, learn how to play.
I'm very curious.
You know, I can register. I'm old enough to register and be a member of the
future Rummy Cube master sitting to your right, Myra.
We're going to have an update on that.
All right. The journey to know our city better continues again. Know My Neighborhood tonight hits the road 6 o'clock up there in Northern Hills, Valentia part of the northeast side. David, Myra, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Good to see you.
We look forward to tonight.
9:30, 60 degrees. There's more ahead on GMSA at 9.
Including why the lawyer for the mother accused of pranking her son's bully with a tainted drink says no law was broken and this should not be a criminal case.
Plus, if you see a lot of people glued to a screen today at home or work, it's because March Madness is in full effect. When we come back, why watching the NCAA tournament at work could actually help boost morale for employees. Today is the first full day of March Madness. It's always expected to draw big audiences at games and on TV.
CNN's Karen Kafa looks at how the games could actually be a good thing for the workplace.
Get ready for a lot of college hoops.
The game has gotten so good. The players have gotten so good. The storylines have gotten so good. The coaches are amazing.
Meredith Geisler, visiting assistant professor of sport management at the George Washington University School of Business, is talking about NCAA women's basketball. She says it's all driving more interest than ever in the women's road to the Final Four.
It's all converged to make it so that women's college basketball and ultimately probably the WNBA as well has really emerged as a product that people want to see.
That means the potential for even more exciting games that can distract workers. Every March, outplacement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas crunches the numbers on workplace productivity lost to games and brackets. Their 2024 estimate, $9.6 billion.
Whether they're researching and filling out brackets, they're organizing pools in their office, or they're actually live streaming those games during the workday, people are going to be doing a lot of not work over the next few weeks.
But Andy Challenger says the tournaments could also reap benefits for employers who have struggled with team building in an era of hybrid and remote work.
There's all sorts of ways you can get people engaged, and it's a really fun and easy way to engender a lot of camaraderie and morale.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
So it's a little funny that CNN did this story because since we have a lot of TVs in our newsroom, a lot of people here watch the basketball games during the day and also at night.
A long time ago when I worked a different shift than this one, I do remember a lot of craziness in the afternoons and early evenings as these games were on.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think, you know, it gives you a chance to some people are like, oh, it's interrupting work, but I think it gives you a bond with your coworkers.
It does.
Especially if you're going for the same team.
Well, one of our bosses, as soon as he walked in, everybody get your brackets in.
Yeah.
You know what's up.
Yeah, we look forward to it.
So here's a look at today's games related to Texas teams. At 5:50 p.m.,
woohoo!
The University of Texas at Austin will face Colorado State. Why the woohoo, Steph?
Oh, just saying.
Okay. And at 8:40, Texas Tech will face NC State.
Well, tomorrow at 11:40 a.m., Baylor faces Colgate, and at 5:50 p.m., it's A&M, Justin, and Nebraska. And at 8:20 p.m. tomorrow, it's Houston versus Longwood. A lot of options.
Count on Justin for sound effects. All right, Justin, You got your bracket ready?
I do. It's right there.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Screenshot.
I filled it out. I sure did. Listen, I went for some big upsets this year because that's how you win these bracket challenges. You got to go big or go home.
So who did you go big or go home on?
Well, listen. I love my Baylor friends, but
yes.
I did pick Colgate. Probably won't happen, but if it does, then I rock it to the top of the list. You got to pick some big upsets.
I know the Aggies are looking pretty good there. I know.
Yeah, and you've got the Illini going.
Duquesne. Illinois is my pick. 3 seed. So there you go. We'll see how that goes.
All right. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll see how it goes. Anyway, we've got some storms that are working their way into Bexar County. I want to make you aware of that. We saw some storms earlier, of course, and this is going to move over kind of those same areas that picked up some good rain. Just got a report there around Stinson of close to an inch of rain, so that's fantastic. This is really honestly a bonus. We weren't expecting quite this much. So if you're watching us from the south side of Bexar County, congratulations. You have hit the rain jackpot this morning, and this will work its way across 604 here within the next, I'd say, 10 minutes or so. So if you're watching us from the Losoya area, know that that rain is on your doorstep. Anywhere here along 604 on the south side, this rain is about to move in. Bronick and Calaveras Lake, you'll see some of this too. It'll work its way up towards Mitchell Lake and then Palo Alto College and those areas there along 410. Again, those are the same areas that got rain earlier. I'm not expecting flooding or anything like that, and so far these storms have not been severe, but you are going to hear some lightning and thunder, some good heavy rain with this. This is kind of the last of the cells to move through. I think once this passes by, then we'll be done with the rain here in San Antonio for a little bit before we see some redevelopment a little bit later this afternoon. So that's the latest on the radar. Here's a quick check of your forecast. Noontime 63, and then look for a 20% chance of rain by dinner time. We up that to 30% chance tonight. That's that redevelopment. And a couple strong storms are possible anytime during the day today, and we'll certainly be keeping an eye on that, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Well, happening today, San Antonio's Charter Review Commission will host the first of 3 in-person public comment sessions so residents can share feedback and ideas with the commission from 5:30 p.m. at the Central Library. So some topics include city council compensation and term length, as well as city council districts and redistricting. So you can visit the website on your screen. So that's saspeakup.com/Charter Review Commission to sign up to speak or to leave a comment online.
They really do want your feedback. Well, this weekend, the San Antonio Sports High School Basketball All-Star Game. It's all going down at Northside Sports Gym on Sunday. 120 seniors from both boys and girls teams will be putting their talents on display in their final high school basketball contest. So here's a look at the schedule. Sunday is the inaugural All-Star Game, the Skills Challenge, and the 3-point contest. 4 games, 8 teams featuring top players from Class 6A all the way to private schools. You can see all the action Sunday right here on KSAT 12 starting at noon. We love that. Make sure to check out the All-Star basketball page on KSAT.com for more info. We also have a story about players to watch to check out too.
Time now is 9:40 and 61 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
Let's check out the zoo right now and see how things are going out there. This is the flamingo exhibit, right?
No, crane
the crane exhibit. My apologies.
Because then the flamingos will all be gone.
I should know by now. And don't forget, when we have kind of weird weather or it's raining, you wonder how the animals are doing.
Yeah.
These cameras are all available to check out anytime, 24/7 on our website at ksat.com. Not flamingos, cranes. Got it.
Cranes. Crane cam.
Another recent news story that seems to have everybody talking was the one about the San Antonio mother arrested and charged after police say she allegedly gave her son's bully a non-toxic drink to make him sick. Jennifer Rossi's attorney says the case should have never become a criminal case and should have been handled in the principal's office.
Seems like a crime has been manufactured to fit a circumstance that's not even criminal. And that's what is apparent to us. That there are apparent conflicts in the sense that the complainant's mom works for the school and the school district PD.
Bexar County Sheriff's Office charged Rossi with injury to a child resulting in bodily injury, reckless by omission, a state felony. A report says Rossi admitted to mixing lemon, salt, and vinegar into a sports drink after she found out her son was being bullied. The accused bully then complained of nausea and a headache after taking the drink and was taken to a hospital. Sheriff Javier Salazar says Rossi's arrest information was posted on social media as a warning to the community.
Well, I think we've all been in that situation where we've got a child that has been bullied. You can't just take the law into your own hands and go and, do something to a child that clearly puts them at risk for, at the very least, injury. It's not okay.
Rossi's case pending a grand jury indictment, but her lawyer says the DA's office has the option to reject the case. When we asked the DA's office, it said it could not comment on a pending case. But this is one of those kind of stories that goes somewhat viral. It's already been picked up by Court TV, New York Daily News, People.com, and stations all over the country.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about it. Let's look out there with live cam. Still rain here and there, and 61 degrees. What's funny is I walked in, from going to the parking lot briefly, and then
for coffee, right?
Yes, and then my coworkers, some of them were laughing at me because I was like, "Oh, it's chilly out there." I mean, for us, I guess for this week, 60 degrees.
It's been below average. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. We've had a stretch here where it's been pretty chilly. Now, you're going to like tomorrow. Tomorrow's forecast, it warms up and the sun comes out. But we got to deal with these clouds and some rain right now. Still on the radar. We've got that one little area of storms that is starting to work its way into southern Bexar County. So we got to take another closer look at this. Again, this is not severe. It's just going to be some lightning and thunder and some brief heavy rain, but it could come down pretty heavy at times. So let's look a little closer at this cluster. And you've got I-37 right here and then 281 here. And the heaviest of the rain's right on the Bexar County Atascosa line, right along 281, and it is working north. It has already started to cross 1604 at this point. So Losoya, you are just a couple of minutes away from getting some of that heavy rain. And this will continue to work its way up towards Bronick and Calaveras Lake, and then eventually the south side of San Antonio here, Palo Alto College along 410 and 410 I-37 area. And around the Stinson area where we already picked up a good amount of rain. So this is just going to add to it. This is actually a pretty nice thunderstorm, unless you're, out driving in this. It's not the best, but know that you will hear some thunder and see a couple of bolts of lightning potentially as this works its way up, I'd say, across the kind of eastern half of Bexar County. Let me show you a picture. This is actually down near Stinson and close to an inch of rain there. Fantastic. Just what you want to see. Rain gauges are definitely filling up. Now, I know if you're watching us from north side of San Antonio, you're saying, hey, how about us? The rain's just not there. It's going to be light, and you're not going to see the totals like what we're seeing here across southern Bexar County. The airport's picked up about 0.02 of an inch. Stinson at last check was at 0.82, but again, we're going to add to that. Same for potentially Somerset and Elmendorf. So I'll update those once this batch of rain moves through. Atkins could certainly see a little bit more rain. New Berlin, Lavernia, you've already picked up about 0.4 of an inch, and even Seguin about 1/4 of an inch there with the rain this morning. Did update Hallettsville. I promised you that number would go up, and it did. 1.5, one of the better numbers we're seeing this morning. In Victoria, 1.3. This is just over the last 12 hours or so as that rain has come through. Here's the bigger picture to give you kind of perspective on what's happening here. We've got an upper level low that's working across here. One little piece of energy come through, and yes, there is a severe thunderstorm watch box, but we have not seen a lot of severe weather. There is a risk that we could see a strong storm or two, not only this morning but this afternoon, but so far that hasn't materialized. So we get this first batch, and then there will be some energy behind that. Once we get a little bit of clearing this afternoon, then we could see a few more storms. And as I said, that has potential to become strong to severe. This is at 2 o'clock today, shows some of the showers basically shifting east of San Antonio. There's the clearing line. It could eventually make it to San Antonio, although I think we're going to spend much of the day in the clouds. But out west where we do see some clearing, you'll start to see some of these isolated storms popping up 5, 6, 7 o'clock. And these are some of the storms that could be a little strong, and I think most of this is north of San Antonio, but we'll keep some chances in here. This is at 10 o'clock, showing a lot of the activity then starting to move away. The severe weather risk, we're in a marginal risk, low end, a 1 on a scale of 1 to 5, and then as you go east, it's 2. So Gonzales, Cuero, Hallettsville, over to Houston, that's where the risk for severe weather is just a little bit higher. So very quickly, our forecast today, noontime, 20% chance of rain. We may see a little bit of sun this afternoon, 69 the forecast high. And then we bring back the 30% chance of rain late this afternoon and this evening. Extended forecast will go 80 tomorrow, 77 Saturday, 75 Sunday. More clouds, and then another chance of rain early on Monday. So we'll watch for that batch of storms right now and know that roads across San Antonio are still wet and slick.
They are for now, but that weekend looks pretty good.
The weekend looks awesome.
Sure does.
Yeah.
Thanks, Justin.
Yep.
10 till 10, 61 degrees, right on time.
Well, you may or may not have seen this video. It's going viral on social media. A 1-year-old boy in Florida not thrilled about celebrating his big milestone. Oh, when we come back, we're going to hear from his parents about what went wrong.
Wow. Another reminder about the KSAT Community Phone Bank today, featuring the Boys and Girls Clubs of San Antonio. They serve around 3,300 kids in our community every year, and today you can give back to them.
We will be holding a phone bank to help raise awareness about that program and to raise money for the organization. The phone bank will be happening from noon to 7 p.m. today, and we will release the number to call just before then.
Not everyone is a fan of being a center of attention while people are singing happy birthday to them.
But one baby's reaction might take the cake. His video has gone massively viral, and CNN's Jeannie Mose got to speak with him to his parents about the funny video.
It was Teddy Pearson's first birthday, but he didn't like the cake. He seemed oblivious to the baseball-themed decorations, including his Rookie of the Year high chair. And Teddy just couldn't take it anymore when everyone sang happy birthday at him. Happy birthday to you. His mom, Monica, says
he was overwhelmed. He had just had it. Happy birthday, dear Teddy.
Other kids check out due to exhaustion. But Teddy was in denial, trying to block out all the birthday attention.
Teddy, get it!
Get lost, lady.
I feel like he's just a grumpy old man that's been reincarnated.
His Florida parents have created an Instagram account called Teddy Unimpressed.
He's just got this very unimpressed look on his face at all times.
Unimpressed in his hat, unimpressed with pumpkins, with his baby carrier, with everything. Watch it, Teddy. You'll spoil your image with this interview. I'm shy today.
Yeah.
After going viral, Teddy has become a hero to millions of birthday-hating introverts. I was that kid, and to this day, can't stand attention. Teddy's even going head-to-head with Jim Carrey. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
Oh,
That's a good
Teddy.
comparison there.
Great story.
Can't blame the guy. We do have some storms coming in across the southeastern portion of Bexar County. Once these pass by, we'll get a little bit of a break with a few more storms possible this afternoon. But if you're watching us from Elmendorf over towards Calaveras Lake, get ready for some heavy rain, some lightning, and thunder.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, be careful out there. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day.